All right. What's going on? What is going on? Do we have everything going in order here? It's a little interesting. Thank you so much for joining me here. All right. Just waiting for my system to catch up here, and we'll get the ball on the road. Awesome. Looks good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Cool beans. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Will Johnson. UniteAmericaFirst.com is the website. Thank you so much for being with me this evening. I greatly appreciate it. I highly, highly appreciate you sharing the video, clicking that share button. For those of you that are not afraid to hit it, and for those of you that they allow to hit the share button. Some people try to hit the share button. It's like, it's not available. It's kind of odd to me, but well, not really. I know why they do it. But hey, let me do this. I want to say thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much for giving me breath, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for putting me here in this day and age, Lord, to do your will. Lord, thank you so much for all the wonderful people out there, Lord, that have blessed me, that connected with me, that have friended me, Lord. Thank you so much, Lord, for all of the wonderful people. Lord Jesus, we are headed for some tough times. We see it, Lord. I don't want people to be afraid, Lord. And people, Lord Jesus, people send me messages and say, Will, you're fear-mongering, Lord. Please, Lord, get that fear out of their heart, Lord. I want them to know I'm just informing them. But I don't want them to be fearful, because I want them to lean and trust in you, Lord Jesus. Long as they know they can trust in you, Lord, there is no fear in what man can do. Lord Jesus, please give them that understanding. Lord Jesus, because things are getting tough. Things are going to get worse, Lord, because your word tells us what is to come. And I will not ignore it. Thank you so much. In the name of Jesus. All right, everybody. So we're going to talk about gas, food, and of course, freedom here in America. Now, a lot of people don't understand exactly what that even means. A lot of people think that, America is America, and, I can kind of understand it, because think about this. When I was a kid and I was young and I was growing up, a lot younger than I am now, and I used to look at America and I was thinking like, America's great. America would never be anything else other than as great as it is. And there's still a lot of adults that think the same way today, right now. And I get it. I want America to remain great. I have no issues with America becoming and remaining number one, right? I have no issues with it. And I would love to believe that America is on the path of greatness. I mean, just to be honest with you, that's what I want to. I want to see America on the path to greatness. I don't want to see the high gas prices. You don't either. I don't want to see the border crisis that we're seeing. You don't either. I don't want to see us, in war via a proxy with Russia. I don't want any of this. I don't want to see us bowing down to China. I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see our country headed to a recession that's going to cause the food on the shelves to disappear. I don't care to see all these videos with these truck drivers on the side of the road because they can't get diesel. I don't want to see these truck drivers going to these gas stations and then just to have the gas station saying, hey, we don't have any diesel. You're on hold until we can get diesel. I don't want to see that, right? We don't want to see any of that. But all this is happening. And you have some people that say, well, Will, we've had this stuff happen before. We've had this happen in the past. This is nothing new. Right. We've had crises in the past, no doubt. The United States of America has gone through a lot, right? Just like other countries. But the United States, we the American people, we've seen a lot happen in the past. But it's never been gas prices $5, $10 in California. It's never been that way. You never had the federal government shut down production and cause gas prices to go up. Has that ever happened to this extent? Has it? I don't think so. Biden even said during the campaign, he said that he was going to shut down all the offshore drilling. He said he was going to shut it down. He said that he was going to shut down the fracking. He said he was going to shut down the oil industry. He said these things. And as I keep mentioning to people, because a lot of people still don't understand it, all of this is by design. All of this is about the whole Build Back broker. That's what it's about. That's what this is about. So they come out and they try to act like they're here to save the day. And like I mentioned before, Joe Brandon and all of them, they try to act like they didn't create this crisis, but they're trying to say that they're coming in to fix the crisis. I mean, we see it all the time. Now, look at this. This is Joe Brandon, where he's actually saying that, look, and I'm going to paraphrase it here. We can either have low gas prices and not support Ukraine, or we can support Ukraine and have high gas prices. At least that's the way I'm perceiving it. So if that's our option, then we need to lower our gas prices here in America. We need to take care of America first. If we can't take care of America first, then we can't take care of anybody else. Our homes should come first. But listen to Joe Brandon here.
The American people did what they always have done, defend freedom around the world. They chose to stand with the people of Ukraine. We had near unanimous support in the Congress, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, for supporting Ukraine, knowing full well the cost.
You hear this? So everybody that jumped on board, he's sitting there saying that everybody that jumped on board supporting Ukraine, you're at fault too. That's what Joe Brandon is saying. He said, y'all all supported the idea of defending Ukraine against Putin. So you can't, he's basically saying that you can't put all the blame on me because we have high gas prices here, because y'all wanted to support Ukraine too. But again, he never mentions about all of the gas hikes that were happening, or not gas hikes, I take that back, all the gas prices going through the roof before Putin invaded Ukraine. Why was it going up then? They grow amnesia. Joe Brandon, he can't remember something, 2.35 seconds later on. He can't. So he's most definitely not going to remember about the XL pipeline that he signed the executive order to shut it down on day one. He doesn't remember shutting down the offshore drilling. He doesn't remember any of it. He's just thinking that it's Putin's fault because they're telling him it's Putin's fault.
So for all those Republicans in Congress criticizing me today for high gas prices in America, are you now saying we were wrong to support Ukraine? Are you saying we were wrong to stand up to Putin? Are you saying that we would rather have lower gas prices in America and Putin's iron fist in Europe?
Are you hearing this? See, that's exactly, he's saying Republicans are saying we shouldn't have been, he's saying Republicans are saying, oh man, we made a mistake by defending and supporting Ukraine. I was calling it from the get-go. We shouldn't have been, in there in the first place. The war would have been over with already had the United States of America went and got involved. So now we're at a proxy war with Russia through Ukraine. The war would have been over. Lives would have been saved had the Biden administration and these Democrats never got involved. Does that resonate with anybody? Lives could have been saved, but they don't care about the lives. They only care about destroying Putin and destroying, really destroying Ukraine, like they did Afghanistan, because it's all part of the Build Back broker.
I don't believe that. Look, I get the easy politics of the attack. I get that. But the simple truth is gas prices are up almost $2 a gallon because of Vladimir Putin's ruthless attack on Ukraine, and we wouldn't let him get away with it.
Y'all hear this? Now, that is a blatant lie. That is a blatant lie. It is a blatant lie. Putin has nothing to do with our oil companies here. Nothing. If that was the case, then how in the world did President Trump make it to where we were like 99% energy independent? How is that possible? We were not depending on Russia. We weren't even depending on Saudi Arabia or Iran or Venezuela or any of these other nations. We were not depending on them at all. Zero. So how was that even possible that all of a sudden Putin
Russia, Russia, Russia.
is controlling the price of our gas here in the United States of America? It's really just a simple question. How is that possible when we were energy independent under President Trump? It doesn't make a lick of sense. Right? But again, their whole point, their whole idea is to get all of us to no longer depend, right, on oil, because the United States of America that's one of the biggest industries in the country, oil. And they're wanting to destroy the oil industry. That's their main goal. And they're trying to force all of us to go to this whole green communist New Deal. That's exactly what it is, the communist Green New Deal. They're all wanting to do that because then they can control us even more. That's what it all comes down to. Listen to this. This is a prime example of how they're talking about we need to get to diversity on our fuel, right? We need to diversify our fuel, right? Basically, we need to get completely away from oil and just do the electric, solar panels and wind, what they're calling for. Listen to this.
The real truth is that as long as our nation remains overly reliant on oil and fossil fuels, we'll feel these price shocks again. This is not going to be the last time. The next time there's a war, the next time there's a pandemic or another hurricane, these extreme weather events we are experiencing, they will impact the access that we have to fossil fuels.
Every time we've had a storm in the past, a hurricane or earthquake or whatever, it always impacted the gas prices. If we have a hurricane happen now, the gas prices are going to go up even more. It's going to make record highs, all because they stopped production. They are the ones who stopped the production. And then they blame Putin because we're having an issue.
The only way out of these boom and bust cycles is to break that sole reliance, and that means diversifying our fuel sources by deploying clean energy. And
that means they want to get away from coal, get away from oil, get away from natural gas even. But then with the American people are hurting. All of us are hurting. I mean, it's like I'm kind of, like nervous about going to the gas pump. Kind of nervous about going to the gas pump. And I'm like, my goodness, it's like I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to look at it because they want all of us to believe that they're going to come and fix it. They want us to believe that they're going to fix the problem when they created the problem. Listen to this on MSDNC, where they're talking about Biden is doing what is he calling it? A holiday gas tax, right? Basically saying that the federal government's going to stop I think it's the 18 cents on the gas tax. So that way they can come across like they're trying to do something for the American people and removing the federal gas tax. But that's going to be a lot of money. It's going to be millions and millions of dollars not going to the federal government. But you know what they're going to end up doing? They're going to end up squeezing that money from us elsewhere. And then on top of that, you have the left right now literally trying to convince everybody that just because it's painful right now, you need to back down and get over it. Just accept the high gas prices and live your life. And they're literally saying that it's not going to crush anybody when it's already crushing people. People are having to decide whether to buy gas or buy food, go to work or buy gas or buy food. I mean, seriously. People go to work and then they get paid. They put the gas in the tank. They can't get food. And they're saying that this is not going to hurt the American people. You don't believe me? Listen to this. Listen to this.
Where we are right now?
I'm just going to say this, and if I get banged for it, I don't care. There is a great deal of Americans where it is uncomfortable that they're spending more, but they are not going to go under. You got to stop complaining when there's so many people who literally the inflation rate means they may only have 2 meals instead of 3. There are Americans who did extremely well in the last 2 years in the market.
But how about she's talking about a few, right? Not the entire nation. People right now are literally crying, going to the gas pump, physically crying, going to the gas pump. And she's sitting here talking about just get over it. She's talking about just deal with it. Stop complaining. It's really not that bad.
Still have your job. And yeah, it's costing you more for gas, but guess what? You're still going to take that holiday, that 4th of July vacation. You could still eat out. So I'm going to need you to calm down and back off, because it feeds into this fear. And then this fear feeds into people making decisions that creates the very thing that they're fearful of.
So they've created, I did a short video earlier and I just put it on Facebook, and this lady, maybe I'll play it here again. You know, actually I will play it here. And there's this lady that actually complained about 90, she said she had to go to the gas station and she spent $98 in gas. This woman here. She has a foul mouth on her. She has a foul mouth on her. She complained about $98 of gas, right? And she's saying that who she blames for it is not reality. It's not reality. She's a liberal. So the liberal communist that I just played is basically saying that she's okay. Right? That she's okay. She should stop complaining. Don't complain about the gas. This woman here is a total liberal. This woman here supported Joe Biden. And how do I know that? Because of what she says. Because of who she's blaming for the gas prices.
$98! I have to decide between buying gas or buying food! And guess who wins? Because I have to get to the job that I need to buy anything at all. That doesn't pay me enough. And people want to donate $1,000 to cats. $98 at Costco to fill up my tank. $98!
And she's mad. She's mad. $98. She's piping mad. Right? And that's like most of the country. But she voted for this. She asked for this. And now she's complaining for it. How do I know how she voted? Listen to what she says. Listen to what she says.
$5.50 a tank. $5.50 a gallon at Costco. $5.50 a gallon at Costco. This is the work of the religious right.
Y'all hear that? This is the work of the being religious right. And she's talking about those of us that are Christians. She's talking about people like me, like it's my fault, like it's your fault that the gas prices are the way they are. Like she doesn't even mention Joe Brandon shutting down the XL pipeline. Like that's not in her vocabulary. Or where Biden said that he was going to shut down the offshore drilling. They can't put 2 and 2 together. That they did that when they caused this problem and they're blaming the religious right.
Listen to Robert Reich, who clearly gives us all of the evidence about how our poverty is a choice that our government made for us.
It's the federal government. It's the liberal government. The liberal government is anti-God. Where does the religious right come into play on this? It's just she's the most ignorant person, and she's complaining. And I just played the video where the other liberal on MSDNC telling people not to complain, just pay more, and they won't put 2 and 2 together who actually caused the problem.
A CEO is not worth 351 times what I get paid. Ever. You, religious right, who are doing this and have been doing this to us. F you profiteering companies. F you billionaires. Stealing us, breaking our backs. Stealing from us. Profiteering off of us.
Again, what does a religious right have to do with the gas prices? I mean, seriously, it's just like, what does Russia have to do with the gas prices in America? I mean, I'm being straight up serious. The religious right didn't shut down the XL pipeline. The religious right didn't shut down the other pipelines that the people don't talk about. The religious right didn't shut down fracking. The religious right didn't shut down offshore drilling. The religious right didn't do any of that. It's like they just want someone to blame. They just want to point the fingers at everybody else because they made a stupid mistake and supported Joe Brandon. That's all that is. They want everybody to believe that they did the right thing and we didn't, when they completely did the wrong thing. And so what does Joe Brandon say? Joe Brandon says that he promises that he's going to bring the gas prices down. But when you listen to the press secretary, she'll say that Joe Brandon can't control the gas prices. Right? But they're saying they're going to bring the gas prices down with this tax, this gas tax. And it's not. All it's going to do is cause more things to go up. Because they're going to get that money from somewhere. They're going to squeeze it out of us somewhere. The Democrats, they're greedy. So are the Republicans. Up on the Hill, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, they're greedy. They love power. Listen to Joe Brandon here.
Let me close with this. Even as we lead the world in defending democracy and standing up to a brutal autocrat, there are actions we can take to help American families now. We have taken them. We are taking them. The federal gas tax holiday, state gas tax holiday, bringing back refineries, putting them back online.
You hear this? Bringing back refineries, putting them back online. So when did they go offline? Someone please inform me. When did they go offline? Oh, was it day one of him? Was it day one of this stupidity? When did they go offline? And you know what? A lot of when he was doing this, the stupid liberals that's listening to him, it doesn't even resonate for them to even ask that question. What do you mean? Bring them back online. What do you mean? I thought it was Putin's fault.
State gas tax holiday, bringing back refineries, putting them back online. We just have to keep going. I promise you I'm doing everything possible to bring the price of energy down, gas prices down. And I want to make sure we all work on this together. May God bless you all and may God protect our troops. Thank you very much.
And then he walks away, right? Then he walks away. Don't take any questions, nothing, because he doesn't have the pamphlet of the Q&A. He doesn't have certain people to call on. They told him just walk away. Don't take any questions. This is pathetic. This is disgusting. It's repulsive. This is, I mean, it's like a pipe, it's like not even a pipe dream. It's like a nightmare. And it's not a nightmare. You know what? Let me tell you this too. It's not like, so I was thinking about this earlier, actually. When President Trump was in office, you know why they wanted President Trump out? Because they were believing the lies. They were believing that he was racist. They just wanted him out because he was doing so many things that were positive for the Black community, Hispanic community, for women, for the nation, for jobs. He was doing a lot of positive things. They just wanted him out because they were believing all the lies. That's it. They wanted him out just because, they didn't like him. He was doing a phenomenal job for the country. But they wanted him out because they didn't like him. Because he wouldn't play along with the whole establishment. They wanted him out. Now we have this idiot here. And it's like and it still doesn't resonate in their minds. It's like they're remember, they say they will have anybody, they say vote blue no matter who. Y'all remember that? They didn't care who went into the office as long as it was not President Donald J. Trump. They could care less. I used to mention, I said, if the Antichrist showed up and said that he's going to run for political office, the Democrats will love him for one. And they will all say, you know what? I don't care that he's the Antichrist. I'm not voting for him because of his beliefs. That's what the Democrats would say, right? I could care less about all that. We just want Trump out. That's the state of the planet we are in, because President Trump, he was doing positive things around the world. They hated the man because of the positive stuff that he was doing. And some people go in one ear, not the other ear. So how do you think, how do you think Joe Brandon is actually going to bring down the gas prices? I mean, how do you think he's going to do it? I mean, how do you think? He's not going to do it. He's coming out there saying that they want to get the oil companies. He's pushing blame onto the oil companies, like the oil companies are the reason why we have all these high gas prices. Basically, he's wanting the oil companies to lose profit and just lower their prices. Just lower the prices. Right? Just lower. Let me give you an example here. Let's say you're a small business owner, and many of you probably are. And you're a small business owner, you have a brick and mortar building. And when people come into your shop and they buy XYZ from you, well, you have to spend all of this money because of the cost of shipping, because of the diesel oil, and they raise the price. And then because of the price for them to manufacture the goods, because it takes energy to do that, they had to raise the prices. So the prices, by the time it get to you into the store, it's already about 20% increase. So what do they do with that 20%? They pass it on to the consumer. So basically what he is saying is that because they put all of these policies and they stop the manufacturers from the get-go from being able to manufacture stuff, they want you, the store, the small business owner, to lower your prices and just sell. And just sell whatever it is you have. Lower your prices. Don't even worry about making a profit margin. Don't even worry about that. Just sell it. So then that way it'll look like you're selling stuff off the shelves, even though you're going into the hole. Listen to him.
So let's be honest with one another. My message is simple. To the companies running gas stations and setting those prices at the pump, this is a time of war.
Listen, this is a time of war. Okay. So are we in the same accord now? Is he admitting that we're at war with Russia? Is he admitting it here? This is a time of war? When was the declaration of war made in Congress? When was it made? When we sent $40 billion to Ukraine for this proxy war against Russia?
Global peril, Ukraine. These are not normal times. Bring down the price you are charging at the pump to reflect the cost you are paying for the product. Do it now. Do it today.
Do it now. Do it today. Like him whispering like that is going, like he's, what does that even mean? Is he supposed to sound strong doing that? Because he's not. He's the biggest idiot to ever set foot in the White House. And I used to say George W. was a big idiot. I didn't care for George W. And I don't care for George W. now. Y'all see how he did President Trump. So I was like, you know what? I was correct in not liking that dude. The only president in my lifetime that I really, really know for a fact that was doing something positive is President Donald J. Trump. I was too young for Ronald Reagan. But he's in my lifetime. But they hate President Trump so much that they're doing this hearing on Capitol Hill right now. And they're expecting everybody to tune in and watch the garbage. I don't even watch it. And I'm being told that they're still going. I'm like, I didn't even know that they're still doing it. I don't even watch that garbage because they're literally lying to the American people. And and then they got upset because the American people really didn't tune in to watch it. Only the stupid liberal base tuned in to watch it. And all of them going, yeah, see, yeah, because they're being pushed the narrative that they want to hear. Y'all know what I'm talking about without me saying it, right? Because you can't say it on YouTube. You can't even give your opinion about it on YouTube, because opinions, unless they give you the opinion, you can't use them when it comes to certain things. Let's talk about gun control. We have these rhino Republicans jumping on board with these Democrats to destroy our country. Once they are successful in disarming the American people, we're done. We're 100% done. It's the same thing that they've done in the past. Once they do that, we're done. And they're pushing these red flag laws. I want you to listen to what Ron DeSantis said about the federal government literally trying to push the red flag laws into the state of Florida. Listen to what he says.
They want more regulation for high-capacity rifle magazines, mandating universal background checks, expanding red flag laws in the state of Florida. What is your response to that? Is a proclamation something you consider? If so, why or why not?
So what we've done in this budget is have record funding, continued record funding for school safety and school security, as well as mental health. We've done $750 million just for school security since 2019. So we took the Stoneman Douglas recommendations, we put those into effect in both policy and with resources, and it's made a really, really big difference. With all due respect to these leftists, they just want to come after your Second Amendment rights. Let's just be honest. That's what they want to do. They don't want you. They view you as a law-abiding citizen as the target of what they're trying to do. Yep. How can they, on the one hand, say they're serious about this when they support these people who let all the criminals out of prison and they don't prosecute people?
Yes, they're literally letting all of these prisoners out of the prison, these hardened criminals, and they don't want to prosecute them, but then they want to go after the law-abiding citizen. And I actually talked to a gentleman earlier today, matter of fact, and he works at a gun shop, and he was saying, because I was asking him, I said, so what has it been like since the Biden administration, and now that they have these rhino Republicans jumping on board about the whole red flag laws and how they're coming after the Second Amendment? He said it has increased their business 1,000%. He said we can't keep up with it. He said people are saying that they never thought that they would even look at even purchasing a gun or owning a firearm. They said they're coming in wanting information. They said, I never thought I would want this, because people are learning about the history. People are learning about what these communists have done in the past, and they said they don't want to repeat it. So even though I'm showing you all of this stuff and I'm pushing this and I'm pushing it out there, you cannot be afraid. Do not be afraid. If you have Christ in you, then you're not afraid. But you're being informed. You know that, hey, this is actually happening. This stuff is real. We need to get in order. We need to get our homes in order. That's what it comes down to. But people are not sitting by while it's happening. They're not doing it. So let's listen to this rhino here. Listen to this rhino as he pushes for the Second Amendment, because it's the gateway. Y'all ever heard of the expression, the gateway drug? They say alcohol and marijuana and even cigarettes. They've even said cigarettes in the past, not so much lately, but they said it in the past, that it's a gateway drug to more stronger drugs. They've said it constantly throughout years. It's the gateway drug. What they're doing here with these red flag laws, talking about mental illness and everything, it's a gateway to the Second Amendment, and that's exactly what the left is doing. Let me put it this way. This dude here, he literally went onto the floor and complained about Joe Biden, saying that Joe Biden was not the person he thought he was. He thought Joe Biden was going to rule down the center. He said, I had no idea. He's an idiot. They're out of touch. The same thing, they think that the Democrats are trying to do something positive when they're not. Law-abiding citizens are not the ones committing the crimes. And that's exactly who they're going after. Listen.
Shifting to the issue of the week, we have, as you know, on the floor, a proposal on school safety and mental health. I support it. I hope we'll be able to move forward. Obviously, that'll be determined by the membership as to just how long we spend on the bill. But regardless, I hope we'll be able to pass it. I think it's a significant step in the right direction to deal with the two issues that I think it focuses on, school safety and mental health.
So my question is, who's going to be over the mental health department? Because they already have one man that they gave the Woman of the Year award to that's over mental health of children. I mean, it's like, here, let's put this pedophile over the mental health of children and give him unfeathered access to children. That's what it's like. So, and then on top of that, you have people on the left that can't even tell you what a woman is, but they're going to school us on mental health. You understand what I'm saying? The exact same people that is talking about mental health are the same people that can't even tell you what a woman is because they claim that they are not a biologist. But yet they want to tell us who if you can own a firearm or not, even though you've never broke any laws, because you said something that the communist left didn't like. Oh my goodness, he said something I didn't like. Ding, ding, ding. I like to report a red flag law because this person said something I don't like and y'all need to go take his guns away. They're going to do like that. They're going to do it to the thousands because they've already abused it. They've already put the red flag law in some of these places and they've been abusing it left and right. Nothing happens to the person that abuses it. You know why? Because if they, and this is amazing. It is amazing. I didn't even know this until like a week or two ago, that if they do the red flag law against you, you've committed no crimes. You've only said something that a communist socialist Democrat disagreed with. That's all you've done. You've exercised your First Amendment rights. But they call it, and then they ding you. And then after they do that, you cannot even face your accuser. What happened to the rule of law? Think about that. What happened to the rule of law? This is the state of America right now. Matt Gaetz, he's on the floor and he's actually talking about the red flag laws, and he's talking about how these rhino Republicans are giving in to these Democrats. People do not understand how serious this is. They don't understand it. Listen to this.
Let the message from this committee hearing to Republican senators be astonishingly clear. If you back red flag laws as some reflexive response to some emotion that you have, you betray your voters, you are a traitor to the Constitution, the Second Amendment, the Fifth Amendment. You
hear this? 100%. You are a traitor to the Constitution. I mean, Matt Gaetz is laying it out there 100%. But these rhino Republicans, they don't care. They're going based off of feelings. I think it was Mitch McConnell talking about after Uvalde, talking about, well, this one feels different. This one feels different. And you know, because the left, they deal on they all their actions that they deal on are just, you know, feelings, how they feel about something. That's how come they, you know, well, if you feel like a man, you can be a man. It's all about feelings. Or if you feel like a woman, you can be a woman. It's about feelings for them. It's not about reality. And Matt Gaetz is 100% correct. These people are going against the U.S. Constitution. We are at a stage in America where many people say we would never hit.
Amendment, you do nothing to make mass shootings less likely, and you put a target on the back of your constituents.
Yes.
To be subject to bizarre proceedings that you wouldn't see in any other type of circumstance that has a profound impact on your rights. And these will be abused. They are being abused.
They are being abused. I've told people, and you know what? He's confirming it right there. They have been abused, and they're going to abuse it more once they get what they want, and they start being able to. They found a way to disarm the American people. That's what this is all about. We're going to disarm everybody by saying, "Hey, you fit the profile. You're a parent. You're a Trump supporter. You're a Christian. You fit the profile. Disarm you." I'm telling you, hear me now, believe me later on.
I think there's some that would probably red flag some of your colleagues in the Senate. How long until the conversations about kicking Senator Hawley off of aircraft turn into conversations about taking his guns away?
Exactly.
See, this isn't just about guns. It's about power. And what the Democrats want is to ensure that the government has the power to take your guns away without giving you due process. And shame on any Republican in the Senate that would pave the way to that type of deprivation of our liberty and our constitutional rights. I yield back to the gentleman from...
There it is right there. This is, I was talking about the gateway drug, right? They're paving the way for them to disarm the American people. That's exactly what's happening here. And then you have a lot of these people talking about, well, talking about the Second Amendment. It was a well-regulated militia. Well, my thinking in that is that you need to be ready for when the well-regulated militia calls upon you. You need to be prepared, right? Based on the U.S. Constitution. See, they kind of leave that part out. So basically, they want you to believe that if you're part of the militia, then the militia will provide the firearm to you. But the militia is made of the people in the state, in each state that they're in. It's made up of the people. The militia is not going to be, they're not gathering money right now. There's no funding the militia right now. There might be some states that I'm unaware of, but there's no public funding of militias right now saying, okay, we can buy firearms for when they have a tyrannical government come after us. It's not there. At least I'm not seeing it. How many of you are seeing it? Send me information on it. Show me where it's publicly shown saying, hey, we're taking funds, federal tax dollars or state tax dollars to fund this militia. I might get involved. You never know. But you have people, and with the whole globalist agenda about disarming the entire world, that's what their main thing is. Because they feel that if they can disarm all of the civilians throughout the world, that they can stop war. They try to have they use that as an excuse of justifying it, right? You even have people overseas coming to America trying to tell America how we should do with our Constitution, with our laws. Listen to this. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's been a friend of mine even before she ran for Congress. And she's so spot on. And there's some people just starting to be like, well, you know what? Because in the beginning, a lot of people were siding with Nancy Pelosi. There was Republicans siding with Nancy Pelosi against Marjorie Taylor Greene. And it's still mind blowing to me. And these people go, well, but I don't know about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I just don't know. But they're siding with Nancy Pelosi. But then they don't say, they say, oh, but that's Nancy Pelosi. But I don't know about Marjorie Taylor Greene. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make a lick of sense. And these people call themselves conservatives, Republicans. So listen to what Marjorie Taylor Greene says to this lady from Britain. Listen to this.
And it's our job to defend the Second Amendment.
Yeah, I understand that we don't have guns in the UK. That is true, but we don't have mass shootings either. Children aren't scared to go to school.
You have mass.
You hear that? We don't have mass shootings either. Children aren't afraid to go to school. But listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene's response to her.
Scared to go to
you
school.
have mass stabbings, lady. You have all kinds of murder, and you've got laws against
nothing
that.
Like the same rates.
Well,
here.
you can go back to your country and worry about your no guns.
That's very kind.
We like ours here.
Exactly. Get out. Why in the world is she in the United States of America trying to tell America how they should do about protecting themselves, how the citizens, and again, they want to come disarm everybody. And then you're going to still have some conservatives out there, people call themselves conservatives. I just don't know about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I just don't know. I mean, seriously, they just don't know. But she's fighting for all of us here in America. But, I just don't know. You know what it is? Because they end up believing what the lying liberal left said about her. That's the reason why they say they don't know when it comes to Marjorie Taylor Greene, because they believe the lies from the lying liberal left. That's exactly what that is. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Anyone that sit there and utter those words, well, I don't know about because she's a little harsh or blah, 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 you believe the lies of the left. That's exactly what that is. And some people probably don't like me for saying that, but it's true. Show me one time where she backed down to these communist Democrats. One time. She hasn't done it. We need more women to stand up and be strong like her. Fighting for the American people. Hear it all the time. All right, you know what? We're at the end of this one. I want to thank everybody for being with me. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for the blessings. Look, you know what? We need to really pay attention. We need to stand up now. And this recession is coming. If you believe Joe Biden, then there's no recession happening. There's no recession coming. If you believe Joe Biden, the press secretary, if you believe the lying left, if you believe them, then don't worry about it. Don't prepare. Don't do anything. Just go watch your, telly show, whatever it is that you watch on the telly. Just go watch it. Ignore everything I said tonight. All right. Oh, Oreo Express. Hey, you need to call me. Hey, thank you so much for the support. You need to call me. Oreo Express. Josh. Wendy, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Wendy, for the stars. And Nancy, thank you so much for the PayPal. Thank you so much, Nancy. And then Michelle, thank you so much for the stars. Thank you so much. And Kiwi, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. And Nancy, thank you so much for the stars, Nancy. I really appreciate it. And then Lanny, thank you so much, Lanny. I really appreciate it. And Douglas, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Douglas. And Linda, thank you so much, Linda. I really appreciate it. And then Kevin, thank you so much, Kevin. All right, everybody, please share this video. Share this audio, no matter how you're watching it or listening to it. Please do me a favor. Share this out. See you on the flip side. Take care. God bless.